So let me take you back way before I even knew what the hell dropshipping was, because that's pretty much where the story starts. Now, obviously, I always wanted, growing up, I always wanted to have, wealth and money and time, location, and buy nice things and go nice places, because who kind of doesn't? So I've always kind of wanted and had that kind of ambition to do something. Now, I'm not from a rich family whatsoever, I'm not silver spoon fed or whatever they want to call it. I was pretty much a C grade student throughout all of my education. So C grade in the UK is kind of like average. It goes from A, B, and C. I was pretty much GCSEs, just got all C's, and in A levels as well, just all C's. So I kind of barely just scraped through all of my education. Now, growing up, I either wanted to be a footballer or a business owner. Those were the only two things that I could see myself doing. Now, I was okay at football, but obviously, it's very hard to become a professional footballer nowadays, and it is kind of like, being at the right place at the right time and getting scouted. But once I kind of got to university, football kind of took a side step, and then it was kind of like business what I wanted to kind of get into. So growing up from 16 to 18, I kind of got hanging around with the wrong sort of people. They were my friends, don't get me wrong, but education wasn't really what they wanted to do. They didn't really want to go to university either. So as a teenager, I just started hanging out real late on the streets, causing trouble, running up and down here and there, and that was kind of what I was doing throughout those kind of ages. Now, I did end up going to university and I studied business and management, and that was kind of like a natural progression, because if I wasn't going to be a footballer, then I wanted to be a business owner. So that's the reason why I chose business as a degree. Now, education is fantastic, and I do believe that you do need to have a formal education. However, self-education is 10x better than any formal education that you can get, and I'm a firm obviously believer of that. So I had my formal education, but I knew that I had to do something to self-educate myself if I wanted to be an entrepreneur and have that business and buy those things that I always wanted. So my side hustle throughout university was buying and selling on eBay. So what I would do is I'd sell snapback hats, a bit like this one. I'd sell shisha pens, I'd sell gym clothing, all sorts of things on eBay. That was kind of like my hustle. I didn't even know what the hell dropshipping was at this point. I mean, they made a little bit of money, but they weren't anything to kind of phone home and say, "Mama, I made it." It was just kind of like pocket money here and there. But nevertheless, they didn't work out. I had a few suppliers that turned a bit rogue because I was importing from the States, and because I was focused on my degree and education, I just didn't have the time to put any effort into it and scale it any further. So once I graduated university, it was then kind of crunch time, and a lot of people watching this video may be in this situation where you're in education, you're at university, you're at college, and you're getting to the end of your educational years, and then after that you're kind of just plonked into the big wild world. And I didn't want to have a normal 9-to-5 job. I couldn't see myself doing that, and of course I didn't have the experience, or I didn't even have a business idea at the time to then just jump straight into and start getting on with things. So I was kind of stuck in the middle of what do I do? But unfortunately, of course, I had bills to pay, and I wanted to go out on the weekend and all that sort of stuff, so I just had to go out and get just a normal 9-to-5 job. Now, the job wasn't fantastic at all, and it ended pretty badly, which I'll come on to. But every night at the job, I think I was probably earning around 16k, so £16,000, which is probably about $18,000 to $19,000 a year. So again, it wasn't crazy. I wasn't making crazy money whatsoever. But every night I'd come home, and I didn't enjoy it whatsoever, but every time I'd come home and just pretty much just do what a lot of people do, is Google how to make money online, and every night I'd Google how to make money online, and I'd looked into everything from affiliate marketing to Forex, just something that I could basically do online, which didn't need me to trade a hell of a lot of time, because I didn't want to keep trading my time for money. So I needed to find an opportunity that I could basically do online and still be able to travel and make money. So I frequently used to visit a website called Black Hat Forum, and if you're not familiar with it, it's just a website where people post a load of different things to do with online and internet marketing. And there was a forum post on there about how this guy had made around about $10,000 per month drop shipping free things. Now, of course, that was free plus shipping back then, but it completely blew my mind on how on earth he was doing it. So I read the forum post from top to bottom. And basically then was when I discovered what dropshipping was, what Shopify was, and what Facebook ads were. So what I did was I looked through the whole post, and he detailed how he was doing it, how he was setting up a Shopify store, you know, and how he was finding the products on AliExpress, and obviously really cheap products on AliExpress, and using Facebook adverts to then sell them at a same markup, you know, little small drop shipping products, because they were used at the time he was selling them for free because they were doing free plus shipping. So of course I thought, hey, this must be easy. All I gotta do is get an AliExpress account, I gotta get a Facebook account, I gotta get a Shopify account, run some adverts, Bob's your uncle, I buy in a Lambo. So what I did, of course, was I set up a Shopify store, and my first ever store was a niche store. It was based around selling nail products. I'll put a few pictures up on the screen of what sort of nail products I was selling. Real, you know, stuff that didn't have any wow factor. They weren't winning products whatsoever. However, I didn't know that at the time. And basically, you know, I set everything all up. I was super excited, and all I need to do was put my adverts live. And of course I went to bed thinking about what kind of Lamborghini I'm gonna buy, you know, where I'm first gonna take my private jet to, you know, and all these sorts of things that you start to think of when you come across a new business opportunity.